Folks, abortion is spiritual warfare. And you don't win spiritual warfare with personal stories. Get away from me, devil. I've got a compelling story. Bless your soul. It's spiritual warfare. What we just read from this woman, this is spiritual warfare. That's evil. To be that flippant about the taking of life. I wouldn't just have an abortion. I had the world's greatest abortion. She's talking about killing somebody. She doesn't bat an eye. That kind of hardness of heart. Spiritual warfare. This is a spiritual battle. So what is our message to the culture at large? Our message to the culture at large is that gospel message. And here's what we see. That Christ, through his incarnation, vindicates, validates, and verifies the sanctity of human life at every point, from conception to natural death. How? Folks, he could have come to this world in any way, shape, form, fashion he chose. God chose conception and every step of the birth process, thus validating, verifying the sanctity of human life while it's in the womb, all the way to the end of life, where God the Son experiences death, thus validating and sanctifying even that part of our experience. But here's the other thing. He also validates and sanctifies human suffering. God the Son suffers and dies. He doesn't just die. He suffers and dies. So from conception, we know that life is sacred and set apart because God has told us so through having his Son, the second person of the Trinity, go through every phase of that process. The human life and the human experience itself is validated and verified and sanctified by Christ because he experiences it. Death as a part of human life. He experiences it, and suffering prior to death. So that whether we're talking about protecting babies in the womb or protecting people when they are weak and frail at the end of their lives from being cut off from the suffering that Christ validated, it's all the same theological principle. That's the story. Not my story. Christ's story. That's the one that gives us the biblical theological foundation upon which to build our argument. He even validates human sexuality and the way that we use our sexuality. Whoa, now wait a minute now. I hadn't heard about stuff like this. I would think it was a movie about that. You know, Jesus, he didn't do no sex stuff. No, actually, he didn't. But his first miracle is performed at a wedding. The motif that he uses to communicate his relationship between himself and his followers is that of betrothal, a wedding, and consummation.